nice, isn't it? Blast from the past and all that. Welcome to Carrow Road for a lesser spotted video verdict straight after a game of football. I haven't been here that often this season. This isn't my fault. I was at the derby, so you can't pin it all on me. But I've seen enough, I've kept in touch enough, and I'm sure you've all kept in touch. You probably know more about it than me. But I thought I would do one this afternoon as we're here, the sun's out, there's people on the pitch. Carrow Road looks resplendent. This will be, of course, the last time there's any football here this season, so I'm guessing it'll be take that time soon. If you look up there, Connor is in the middle of doing his Pinkin verdict. I think Connor's been to pretty much every game this season, so he's done well. What I did want to point out, look at these, rail seats. Well, I mean, I say rail seats, they're just rails. I don't know, I'm guessing that now they can, and I don't know this, I should probably look into it, but I'm guessing they can just put rails along. I think they're due in the lower tier of the Barclay. I guess they can just put rails in now. They don't bother with the seat bit, and the rake looks a bit lighter than that. But there we go. Also, just you may be able to see there, Kenny McLean is out. There he is. Kenny McLean is out. He's still just in his kit around. Just fair enough. Yeah, I'm dragging it out, aren't I? Because this was the first leg of the playoff semi-finals, which is a big occasion. Norwich have only been in the playoffs 3 times since they're fortunate. I don't think I'll be at Ellen Road, so I'll have to watch that video. Well, if you can see it, you can see it. If you can't, you can't. I have to say, for me, the sole positive at the moment, and it might just be coincidence, is that David Wagner managed to have a goalless first leg at home with Huddersfield before they then went on to win a semi-final penalty shootout after a 1-1 draw at Sheffield Wednesday, and then a final penalty shootout after a goalless draw at Wembley with Huddersfield in 2016-17. So that's probably the sole positive, because off the back of this, I have been, lots of people have been asking me ahead of the game, what's it going to be, what do you think? I mean, like, I wouldn't want to call it, because for me, Norwich were likely to finish mid-table this season. So the fact that they're in the top 6, I think, owes a fair amount to the division not being as strong as I was expecting at the start of the season. But also Norwich have been better than I was expecting as well. Some of their attacking movements in the first half were really fluent and really promising, maybe apart from what happened then in the last act, or the last pass, or the last decision. They looked like a side that had a little bit of quality about them, which was lovely to see. You can see how Borja Sainz is now pretty important to this team. Likewise, Josh Sargent. The fact that he went off with an ankle injury late in the second half led to another ankle injury, and that probably does make him a doubt for the second leg. At least you would imagine it makes him a doubt to be fully fit for it. That's a big blow, because he scored a lot of goals and been very important to this team. But this was the atmosphere, should be worth saying, the atmosphere and the energy in here was great, but it did kind of peter out as the first half wore on, and it never rediscovered itself in the second half. But it was great to have that, and I think we'll all have that in terms of the atmosphere in here. And you can see that probably sense that Leeds were a little bit on edge, and they didn't necessarily want to be here. They had to already be promoted. Someone mentioned that Leeds, because of the welcome they did around the City stand side, the Leeds team coach had to stop this end behind the south stand, and the players had to walk all the way around the pitch, and apparently some of them bring all their stuff round, and some of the faces said that they didn't really fancy that. But I think once Leeds got over themselves on that sort of stuff, if that's indeed how they felt, then I thought they had control of the second half especially, and they kind of got better as the game wore on and looked more and more comfortable. And if I'm being completely objective about it, I wouldn't expect anything less really than Leeds to kick on from that platform and take charge of the semi-final in the second leg. Of course, they might implode, they might screw it up, and Norwich might, surprise everyone. So there's definitely that aspect as well. We'll have to see how it plays out in the second half. The game was pretty poor. I mean, there were no big chances. Norwich ended up ceding most of the possession over the course of the 90 minutes. I thought Leeds probably still had the best chance in the first half, even though Norwich had more opportunities. When Rutte was there, and the ball came back to him, and he sort of miskicked. I think he was under pressure from a defender as well. And then in the second half, the ball was cut back to Gabi Sarah. Someone's mentioned it may have been slightly behind him. We'd have to see it again, but that looked a very good chance as well. But that was it really. There weren't many Norwich had more efforts on goal, but a lot of them were off target. The XG was low, the quality was low, and the other semi-finalists playing out now, and might end up in a similar boat. Who knows? Could be a pair of 0-0s for the second legs. We will see. So, yeah, I mean, I've seen Norwich play better, but it says a lot that this was a tight game. I think, Leeds had a far superior record over the course of the season, and there wasn't much between them. Just sort of judging on the fact that maybe Leeds have got players who are in a slightly better moment, and maybe with the potential to kick on through a few more gears. Johnny Rowe looked a bit short match fitness, and I said losing Josh Sargent would be a big blow for him. Especially if it is a bad injury and he ends up missing out on the US Copa America squad. That would be a real blow for him, because I remember earlier in the season when him and Ashley Barnes were both missing, and I felt that a lot was being pinned on the fact that their loss was why Norwich was struggling so much. They really were struggling in that first half of the season. And actually, Josh's return has kind of shown just how impactful he has been this season when he's been on the pitch, and really impressive. So it wasn't his best game today. I don't know how much he was feeling his ankle over the course of the game. That might be a point we don't know about. But, so there we are. Yes, I will. Obviously, if Norwich don't go up, which still strikes me as the most likely outcome, I'm not being defeatist. It's just how it feels. Being pragmatic about it all. Then we'll have to see what Norwich do in terms of rebuilding the squad, the dugout, who goes, who they want to sell, who comes in for who. I think we know what the prime candidates are, so we can see. But if they go and pull something special out Ellen Road, as David Wagner knows how to do in terms of playoff football, then all bets are off, and we will get to see how it all pays out. So yeah, interesting times. I'll watch on the telly, and maybe I'll do a video from my luxury journalist work furnace at home. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, the other thing I should plug is not me, but the On the Ball podcast guys will be doing some podcasts between now and the end of the season. So keep an eye out for those, which will be on your audio feed as normal, I reckon. So yeah, I've obviously missed doing these hugely, but I might do some more over the course of things, but it's you guys will have to accept that I might not be at the games physically in person. This venue might not exist. It might be me away from home. So if you're happy with that, then I'll do more. If you're like, please God, Michael, if you're not there, I am not interested, that's fine, just tell me. Send me a nice DM. People send me DMs about lots of things all the time. Then tell me that and I won't bother. But maybe I will bother. I don't know. Who knows? But yes, I will sign off from here. Good luck for the rest of the season, everybody. To you too. And we'll see how it ends out. I mean, I am at the playoff final to cover it live for The Athletic anyway. So maybe, obviously if I'm there and Norwich are there, that would be a slightly different dynamic to if it's West Brom against Leeds. We'll see how it plays out. But there we go. See, Connor's always been more efficient than me. Look, he's finished his. There we go. See. And I'm just waffling on now. So I will stop. I will cease the waffle, and I will leave you with the sights of Carrow Road. Thank you for all your messages. I'm literally babbling now, aren't I? Thanks for all your messages and suggestions over the course of the season. And here's to whatever lies in store next. I haven't got any big music play out, so I'm just going to bring up the graphic and say au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye.